Ladies and gentlemen, life has a way of testing us in ways we never imagined. It throws us into storms, shatters our dreams, and sometimes takes away the things we thought we could never live without. But let me tell you something, you can do it. No matter how broken, how lost, how tired you feel, you are stronger than you think. I know that there are days when getting out of bed feels like a battle. I know that there are nights when the weight of your struggles keeps you awake. And I also know that deep inside you, there is a light of fire that refuses to be extinguished. That fire is your willpower, your resilience, your strength. Let me tell you a secret about life. Your scars are not your shame, they are your strength. They are proof that you have faced battles and emerged victorious. Don't hide them. Don't be ashamed of your struggles. Wear them like a badge of honor. Redefine your idea of strength and beauty. Strength is not about having a perfect life. It's about having the courage to rebuild when everything falls apart. True beauty is not in flawless skin, expensive clothes, or validation from the world. It is in a heart that has been broken and still chooses to love, in hands that tremble but still reach out to help others, in a mind that has been shattered but still dares to dream. When life knocks you down, don't let it keep you there. Stand up. Even if your legs shake, even if your heart is heavy, stand up. Because the moment you refuse to give up, you become unstoppable. People will doubt you. Society will set limits. But remember, greatness is born in those who refuse to listen to the naysayers. If you have a dream, chase it. Even if people laugh, even if the road is lonely, even if success seems miles away, keep going. The only thing worse than failing is never trying. And let's not forget the power of kindness. Even when the world seems unfair, even when you are struggling, never lose your humanity. Because the love you give will always come back to you in ways you never expect. Finally, stop waiting for the perfect moment. The perfect moment does not exist. There is no right time, no perfect condition, no assurance of success. The only thing you have is now, and now is always enough to start. So, my dear friend, no matter where you are in life, no matter how impossible your dreams may seem, remember this, you can do it. You are capable, you are worthy, and you are destined for greatness. Every challenge you have faced is not just a random event, it is a chapter in the book of your life. Each scar, whether visible on your skin or etched deep into your soul, carries a story of survival, of resilience, and of growth. They are not marks of weakness, but symbols of strength. Too often, we are taught to hide our wounds, to cover up the evidence of our pain, as if struggle is something to be ashamed of. But what if I told you that your scars are the most beautiful part of you? What if I told you that they are not just remnants of the past, but powerful reminders of how far you have come? Think about the strongest people you know, the ones who inspire you, the ones whose stories move you to tears. Are they the ones who have never known hardship, who have never stumbled or fallen? No. The most extraordinary people are those who have faced the storms of life head-on, who have been shattered into pieces and still found the courage to put themselves back together. They are the ones who have worn their pain like armor, not as a burden, but as a testament to their resilience. Your scars tell a story that only you can tell. They whisper of battles fought in silence, of nights spent wondering if the pain would ever end. They are proof that even when life tried to break you, you refused to stay broken. They remind you of the days when getting up felt impossible, but you did it anyway. They hold within them the lessons you never asked for, but desperately needed, the lessons that shaped you into who you are today. But here's the thing about scars, they don't just remind you of the past, they prepare you for the future. They teach you that pain is not permanent, that wounds do heal, and that no matter how deep the cut, there is always a way forward. They show you that you have already survived so much, and if you could overcome what you once thought was unbearable, then you can survive anything that comes next. Yet society has a way of making us believe that scars are flaws, that they make us less whole. We are told to erase them, to conceal them, to pretend they never existed. But why? Why should we hide the very things that prove our resilience? Why should we be ashamed of the battles we fought so hard to win? The truth is, your scars are a map of your journey. They are a reminder that you didn't just endure, you emerged stronger. Some scars are visible, etched into our skin by accidents, surgeries, or the trials of life. Others are hidden, buried deep in our hearts, invisible to the world but no less real. Emotional scars can be even more painful than physical ones, for they carry the weight of betrayal, loss, heartbreak, and disappointment. But whether they are seen or unseen, scars are never a sign of weakness. They are evidence of healing, proof that even after being hurt, you chose to move forward. There is beauty in brokenness. There is power in imperfection. Do not let anyone tell you otherwise. The most breathtaking works of art are often the ones with cracks, with layers of history and depth. Think of kintsugi, the Japanese art of repairing broken pottery with gold. Instead of discarding the broken pieces, they are carefully mended, and the cracks are highlighted, not hidden. The result? A masterpiece more valuable than before. You too are a masterpiece. Every crack, every scar, every wound, when embraced, they make you even more extraordinary. When you start seeing your scars as your story, something inside you shifts. You stop feeling like a victim of your past and start recognizing yourself as the warrior you truly are. You begin to understand that strength is not about never falling, it is about rising every single time you do. You realize that your story, with all its struggles and triumphs, has the power to inspire someone else who is still in the middle of their storm. We have been conditioned to believe that beauty is found in flawless skin, symmetrical features, and picture-perfect appearances. We are told that strength is measured by physical power, by how much weight we can carry, by how tough we appear to the world. But these definitions are incomplete, shallow, and, at times, painfully misleading. Because true beauty is not in perfection, it is in resilience. Strength is not just in the body, it is in the mind and heart. Look at the people who have truly inspired you in life. Were they the ones with flawless appearances, or were they the ones who carried themselves with grace despite the struggles they endured? Were they the ones who never showed a sign of weakness, or were they the ones who dared to be vulnerable, who continued to fight even when the world told them to give up? Real beauty is not found in the absence of scars, it is found in the courage to embrace them. True strength is not about appearing invincible, it is about rising even when you feel like you have nothing left. Think of a tree battered by storms, its branches twisted by the wind, its bark scarred by time. It may not be the tallest, nor the most perfectly shaped, but it stands strong, deeply rooted in the earth. It bends but does not break. Its imperfections tell a story of survival, and in that story lies its beauty. You too are like that tree. The storms of life may have shaped you in ways you never expected, but they did not destroy you. They made you resilient. Strength is not just about how much you can endure physically, it is about how much you can endure emotionally and mentally. It is the ability to keep going when everything inside you wants to stop. It is having the faith to keep believing in yourself when the world tells you otherwise. It is choosing to be kind even when life has been cruel to you. Choosing to hope even when everything seems lost. Society often glorifies a specific kind of beauty, the kind that is airbrushed, filtered, and polished to perfection. But have you ever noticed that the most beautiful people are not necessarily the ones with the most flawless skin or the most perfect features? The most beautiful people are the ones who have been through hardships yet still choose to smile. They are the ones who have every reason to be bitter, but still choose love. They are the ones whose laughter carries echoes of past pain, whose eyes hold stories of both heartbreak and triumph. The same goes for strength. Strength is not about how many times you win. It is about how many times you refuse to stay down after falling. It is about standing back up, time and time again, even when your legs feel weak, even when your heart feels heavy. Strength is in the single mother who works tirelessly to give her child a better future. It is in the person who has lost everything but still chooses to rebuild. It is in the quiet determination of those who fight invisible battles every single day yet refuse to give up on themselves. Real beauty cannot be measured by mirrors, and real strength cannot be measured by muscle. They are found in the stories you carry, in the battles you have fought, in the kindness you choose to give even when the world has been unkind to you. They are found in the way you pick yourself up after being knocked down, in the way you refuse to let your past define you, in the way you keep moving forward even when the road ahead seems uncertain. So let us redefine what it means to be beautiful. Let us redefine what it means to be strong. Because true beauty is not in never being broken. It is in putting yourself back together, piece by piece, and standing taller than ever before. True strength is not in never feeling pain, it is in feeling it, embracing it, and still choosing to move forward with courage and grace. No one is coming to save you. No one is going to fight your battles for you. No one will pick you up every time you fall or carry you through the storms of life. And that may sound harsh, but it is also one of the most powerful realizations you will ever have. Because once you understand that your life is in your hands, you will stop waiting for someone to rescue you, and you will start rescuing yourself. From the time we are young, we are told stories of heroes, fearless warriors, who swoop in at the last moment, saving the day, saving the kingdom, saving the helpless. But real life is not a fairy tale, and the person who must step in and save you is not some mythical figure or external force, it is you. You must be your own hero. You must lift yourself up when life tries to pull you down. You must fight for your dreams, for your happiness, for the life you deserve. Because if you don't, who will? Being your own hero does not mean you won't ever need help. It does not mean you have to do everything alone. But it does mean that you take responsibility for your life. It means you stop waiting for someone to validate you, to approve of you, to hand you the opportunities you dream of. It means you take action. It means you decide that you are worthy of the life you want, and you start working towards it even if it is difficult, even if no one claps for you, even if no one believes in you yet. You may have faced moments in your life when you felt abandoned, unseen, or unheard. Maybe people who were supposed to protect you walked away. Maybe those you trusted let you down. Maybe you have been waiting for someone to recognize your pain, to lift you up, to tell you that you are enough. But what if I told you that you do not need to wait any longer? What if I told you that the power you seek has been inside you all along? Heroes are not people who never fall, they are the ones who rise again and again, no matter how many times they have been knocked down. And you will fall. Life will throw challenges your way. You will fail, you will struggle, you will question yourself. But that does not mean you are weak. It means you are human. And what defines you is not the fall, it is what you choose to do next. You see, strength is not given, it is built. And every time you decide to keep going, despite the odds, you build that strength. Every time you pick yourself up, wipe away the tears, and take another step forward, you become stronger. And one day you will look back and realize that the things that once broke you have now built you into someone unstoppable. Being your own hero also means embracing your story, all of it. The good, the bad, the painful, the beautiful. It means not running from your past, but using it as fuel to become the person you were always meant to be. It means understanding that your scars are not a sign of weakness, but a testament to your survival. It means realizing that your worth is not defined by what others think of you, but by what you know about yourself. No one else can walk your path for you. No one else can live your dreams for you. No one else can fight your battles the way you can. You are stronger than you think. You are more capable than you have ever realized. And the moment you stop looking for someone to save you and start believing in yourself is the moment everything changes. Life will test you. It will throw storms in your path, break your heart, and push you to your limits. There will be moments when you feel lost, betrayed, or exhausted from fighting battles no one else can see. And in those moments, it will be tempting to shut down, to harden your heart, to believe that kindness is wasted in a world that seems so harsh. But that is exactly when kindness is needed the most, not just for others, but for you. It is easy to be kind when life is good, when the sun is shining, when your heart is light and the world feels gentle. But real kindness, the kind that changes lives, happens in the midst of pain. It happens when you choose to be compassionate despite your own struggles, when you extend a helping hand even when your own hands are shaking. It happens when you refuse to let bitterness take root in your heart, no matter how many times life has tried to plant it there. Darkness has a way of making people withdraw. When we are hurting, we often turn inward, closing ourselves off from the world. But what if instead we used our pain to create light? What if in our lowest moments, we still chose to lift someone else? Imagine the ripple effect that would create. Imagine how one small act of kindness, a word, a gesture, a moment of understanding could shift the course of someone's entire day, or even their entire life. Because here's the truth, you never know who you might inspire. You never know who is silently struggling, who is holding back tears behind a smile, who is waiting for just one sign that kindness still exists. You never know how much of a difference you can make simply by choosing to be gentle in a world that is often cruel. There is a famous saying, hurt people hurt people. But let's rewrite that, heal people heal people. And healing is not just about yourself. It is about what you give back. Even when you are hurting, you have the power to break the cycle of pain. You have the power to respond to hate with love, to meet cruelty with grace, to replace judgment with understanding. Kindness is not weakness. It takes strength to remain kind in a world that gives you every reason not to be. It takes courage to smile when your heart is heavy, to encourage others when you yourself need encouragement, to believe in the goodness of people, even when you have been let down. But the strongest people are not the ones who build walls around their hearts. They are the ones who keep them open, no matter how many times they have been hurt. So even when life is tough, do not let it change the way you love. Do not let it steal your warmth, your compassion, your ability to see the beauty in others. Because kindness is the light that cuts through darkness. And when you choose to be kind, even when life is unkind to you, you are not just changing someone else's world, you are changing your own. How often have you told yourself, I'll do it when the time is right? How many dreams have you postponed? How many goals have you set aside, all because you were waiting for that perfect moment? The truth is, if you keep waiting, you will wait forever. Because the perfect moment does not exist, not in the way you imagine it. There will always be a reason to hesitate, always a reason to delay, always an excuse that convinces you to stay where you are. But life does not wait. Time does not slow down until you feel ready. The opportunity you seek is not something that appears when the conditions are flawless. It is something you create by taking action, right now, exactly where you are, with whatever you have. Too often we trick ourselves into thinking that waiting is the safe option. We tell ourselves that if we wait until we have more experience, more money, more confidence, or more knowledge, then we will finally be prepared. But what if I told you that action creates confidence, not the other way around? What if I told you that experience is built by doing, not by waiting? You do not need to have everything figured out before you begin. You do not need to have all the answers before you take the first step. All you need is the willingness to move forward, even if it is messy, even if it is uncertain, even if you are afraid. Think about the people who have achieved great things in life. Do you think they started when they felt completely ready? Do you think they waited until everything was perfectly aligned before taking action? No. They started scared. They started unprepared. They started before they knew all the answers. But they started. And because they started, they learned. They grew. They adjusted along the way. Waiting for the perfect moment is nothing more than a form of fear disguised as logic. It is the mind's way of keeping you safe, of keeping you from stepping outside your comfort zone. Because starting something new, taking a risk, chasing a dream, it is terrifying. What if you fail? What if people judge you? What if things do not work out the way you planned? These questions can paralyze you if you let them. But here is something even scarier: the thought of looking back years from now and realizing you never even tried. The thought of wondering what could have been if only you had taken that first step when you had the chance. The reality is, there will never be a perfect time. Conditions will never be flawless. There will always be obstacles, always be challenges, always be uncertainties. But life rewards those who take action despite the imperfections. Life rewards those who decide that their dreams are more important than their doubts. Starting where you are does not mean you have to be fully prepared. It means you take a small step today. It means you stop overthinking and start doing. It means you work with what you have, instead of waiting for something better to come along. Some of the greatest businesses were started with barely any money. Some of the most successful people started with nothing but an idea and a willingness to try. Some of the most inspiring journeys began in the middle of chaos, uncertainty, and fear. But they began, and that made all the difference. You do not need the perfect plan to take action. Plans can change, strategies can be adjusted. But movement is what creates momentum. The moment you take that first step, something shifts. You start to see possibilities where there were once only doubts. You start to believe in yourself in a way you never did before. You start to build resilience, confidence, and strength, not because you waited for the perfect moment, but because you created it by showing up, by taking action, by refusing to let fear dictate your future. Think about all the time you have spent waiting. Waiting for the right time, waiting for the right circumstances, waiting for the fear to disappear. What if you had started a year ago? 5 years ago? Where would you be today if you had taken that first step instead of waiting for everything to be just right? And now ask yourself this: where will you be a year from now if you start today? Where will you be in 5 years if you take action now instead of continuing to wait? The difference between success and regret is action. The difference between growth and stagnation is movement. You do not need to see the whole path before you begin, you just need to take the first step. And once you do, the path will begin to unfold. You will learn what you need to learn along the way. You will gain the skills, the knowledge, and the experience as you move forward. But none of that happens if you stand still. None of that happens if you keep waiting. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. Stop waiting for the fear to go away. Stop waiting for the stars to align. Because the truth is, you are ready now. You are ready to take the first step. You are ready to start exactly where you are, with exactly what you have. And once you do, you will realize that you never needed the perfect moment, you just needed the courage to begin. Life does not wait, and neither should you. The perfect moment you have been waiting for will never come, because perfection is an illusion, a mirage that keeps moving further away the closer you get to it. If you keep waiting, you will spend your whole life standing still while opportunities pass you by. The time to act is now, before you feel ready, before everything is in place, before fear convinces you to stay where you are. Greatness is not born from waiting, it is built through action. It is built by those who dare to step forward despite uncertainty, despite fear, despite imperfections. It is built by those who refuse to let doubt control their destiny. Your dreams, your goals, your purpose, they are waiting for you on the other side of hesitation. So take the first step. No matter how small, no matter how unsure you feel, take it. Because once you do, you will realize that the power was never in the perfect moment, it was always in you.